Welcome to All Things Data, where we explore all things in data. My name is Terrence Walker. I'm the founder of Stratech Business Solutions. Stratech Business Solutions is a small but rather unique business intelligence firm. And here are some of my recent credentials that I'm proud of. I learned a lot of things in this program here. And here's some of my past performance that gives me credibility to speak on the subject. This series is entitled The Fundamentals of Business Intelligence. Now, anyone could use this information, but I'm doing this especially for nonprofits because they get a lot of information, but they're not always, like many, able to track and report this information, which is how they get funding. I'm very fond of nonprofits. I had a chance to work for many in the past, and I think they do incredible work. But at the rate in which things are changing in regard to data, they're going to have to start changing some things. But I know a lot of nonprofits are on very limited budgets, so they can't afford some of the more expensive tools or the enterprise tools, but you don't need them. And I'm going to show you why in this episode of Fundamentals of Business Intelligence. Here's some information behind why I really started this series. 90% of nonprofits surveyed by Every Action say they are collecting the data, but nearly half of them aren't aware of how this can impact their efforts on their work. Only 5% say their decisions are always driven by data. Time limitations on reporting efforts are a major pain point due to data capture over multiple platforms. So a nonprofit may have a client database, a case management CRM, donations and spreadsheets, and volunteers signing in on a log. It's impossible to compile all this information into a report to actually see the true performance of the organization. 97% are very interested in learning how to effectively use their data. 87% believe that it's an important part of their organization, but only 6% are have clear, accurate analysis of their data. What's the solution? I'm proposing business intelligence. What is business intelligence? Business intelligence is defined as strategies and technologies used by organizations for data analysis and management of the activities of the data. So this is the business process meeting the data or technical process. Or to make it more simple, this is your business process in data form. What's the benefit of business intelligence to large and small businesses alike? Business intelligence offers structured information that allows a person to accurately see the flow of business data, project data, client data, etc. Data is everywhere and in everything, but accurate, organized data creates a position of confidence to make an informed decision on all available information, sometimes called intelligence. The thoughts in our mind at this very moment are being processed as data and stored in our subconscious as interpretation. So you see my little man here, he's analyzed something and is building a picture in his mind. In information technology, this would be considered a dashboard. What is a dashboard? A dashboard is a type of graphic user interface that provides at-a-glance views of key performance indicators associated with objectives or business process. So to keep it simple, dashboard is a screen that tells you about all the important information you want to know in your company. Why is there such a high demand on accurate data reporting now? We've always been reporting, so what's the big deal now? To get a better understanding of that, we're gonna have to go down a history timeline of data in recent years because it's always been important, but there's been some changes. Okay, 1991, Tim Berners-Lee announced what we know as the internet today. Okay. In 2003, the book Evolution of Storage Systems says that this is the point where digital storage became more cost effective than paper. In 2009, the average US company with over 1,000 employees was storing more than 200 terabytes with a T of data, according to reports from the McKinsey Global Institution. In 2010, Eric Schmidt, executive chairman of Google, tells a conference, we're creating more data now every 2 days than we created from the beginning of human civilization to the year 2000. I can't even comprehend how that's even possible, but you see what part of the problem is as we move forward. In 2014, this is the rise of the mobile machine. This is where things really change, because instead of going from pen and pad to record things, now you can receive information through a phone, a tablet, a laptop, a PC. And then you also have AI machine learning, where machines know how to communicate with each other and give you information as well. Growth of the tech sector has boomed for over the last 25 years at lightning speeds, which means organizations must evolve or become obsolete, especially our beloved nonprofits that do amazing, heartfelt work. So you can kind of see part of the problem. So the solution to this madness, I thought about it for a while and kind of wanted to keep it as simple as possible, even for a beginner that may be trying to understand this. In the series, we're going to be using a technique that we use within my company called Diamond Data Methods. Diamond Data Methods are BI methodologies that cover all aspects of data management solution, including software development. All right, there are 4 diamonds within Diamond Data Method. So you have the decision diamond, activity, transformation, and analysis. When all 4 of these diamonds come together, you have a quadrant. Now I'm just going to explain just a little bit here, and we'll get more into this later in the series. So the A stands for activity quadrant. This is where all activity is recorded within an organization. Then it is housed within transformation, which is some type of data source and can be retrieved into the analysis quadrant, where we're going to do our analysis and prep the information to turn it into intelligence and move it to the decision quadrant for decision makers to make decisions on the activity, to hopefully generate reports like this. Like I said, we want to keep it fairly simple in this series. These reports were created in Excel. All right, so some of the questions that you may ask are, what type of data needs to be managed? What metrics need to be analyzed? How well does this process in place track performance for a clear at a glance analysis to make informed decisions? The last question is the most important. The next question, do you understand data language? Yes. Data has its own language. And if you're not in the tech field, you probably didn't know that. These are object-oriented languages that operate on object-oriented programming and object databases. So what are objects? So objects are kind of like the data nouns. Person, place, or thing. So these are the most common data objects that are tracked throughout an organization. Money, projects, product, place, people, resources, thing, activity, and time. But they might not always be called this. Money may be called sales, expenses, budget, donations, or revenue. Projects may be called campaign, rollout, training, build out, migration. Time may be called year, quarter, month, days, hours, seconds. And you need to be able to identify the objects that you're tracking to build a request for this information. When data objects can properly be identified, then tracked in a process, the opportunity to communicate a clear request will lead to a high chance of accurate reporting of an intelligence. So for example, in this part, we're going to get into our next lesson, but I just want to give you an example of once you are able to identify objects that you want to track, it works like this. I need a dashboard of money, of projects, of places, of time. Get my drift? So that concludes the first lesson of this series. I hope that it helps someone out. We're going to continue with this all the way up to actually building reports and dashboards in Excel. I'm very excited to bring this to you. Anyone with any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions or see if we can't come up with a solution that will be beneficial to you and your organization. Thank you for your time and energy. Looking forward to connecting with you soon.